You must be seeing the chatting in YouTube. It always confuses me. And this is what you're going to go up with him?
Did I ever tell you about that bank job in Tennessee? It was me, Limpy Pete, and Phil the Crab. Managed to get ourselves locked in the safe after a weekend of nature calling. The stench in there knocked the clerk on his back when he opened the door, and we managed to escape. Neither Pete nor Phil was really cut out for running.
I can hear Wazza, but you guys can hear me, but not him? That's strange. What?
Test, test. It's working now. Okay, you can hear me now? Yeah. Weird. Yeah, okay, there was a software update earlier this week. Yeah, every time that happens. Okay, let me start again. Good morning, guys. Here we go. I didn't know I could see Oggy. They couldn't see me because I get the desktop audio and then I get the boom mic. Yeah. Okay, we're all good on. We're under control. Wow. Good start for the day. You know, talking for 5 minutes or 3 minutes. Okay. Starting from the beginning. G'day, Jobs. Is he an AI? He's got a little symbol for an AI there. Or is it AJ? I don't know. It's too small to actually see. And Dave's there, and yes, I did through the @David thing I told you about. You just put the @ symbol and you can start typing the name and it fills it in. Joe Elliott, Seth Barker, of course, Oggy's here running around in, yeah, okay. Jack, one of the Magnificent Seven, has turned up, and Mark in Thailand. Can hear Oggy, but yeah, okay, we're all under control now. We got it under control. We got Chris's. I suppose I could show you what well, let me see. Where's my? I haven't synced my phone yet. Give me 5 minutes to sync my phone so I can get the photos up. Photos, Wi-Fi, turn it on. Okay, photos.
These going to be photos from your night of debauchery?
Yeah, I'm just going to make sure we just delete the bills. Okay, night of debauchery. I've got a bit of a mixture of Chanya's stuff as well. But, you know, my camera takes photos in my pocket. One of these days I'm going to get a big dick pic. Little black, you know, black photos. They take a photo while it's in your pocket. Okay. G'day, Shannon. How you doing? Okay, let's see if I can find these photos. It should sync now. Photos. Yes, okay, Chris, there we go. Chris sent these great shirts to it. Oh, look, you don't want to see the bills. Just we go back to there. Right, okay, let's bring it up full screen. Yeah, so he sent up some shirts from What is it? Port Adelaide, is it? I'm. There's a Maggie's shirt there, of course. I don't know the other two. Not familiar with the two teams. Familiar with the sponsors, though, like the MG there. But yeah, so he sent them up to Susie's, and of course we've only got them temporarily hung on the wall there because we didn't have a ladder to hang them up. But we'll get them up on the wall hopefully the next for 30 days. What else is there? Yeah, so there's that one there. Yes. We put them on some mannequins just to give it a bit more texture. And then there's Susie. She was ecstatic. Anyway, that was our little adventure last night with our crew. And what's happened to Oggie's picture? He's disappeared again. Oggie and his bandwidth. Oh, your bandwidth is screwed when it comes to your camera.
Yeah, well, that's my camera probably.
It happens. I think it's when you toggle it in and out, it comes back again. It just, yeah. They're all Port Adelaide Magpies. Okay, right. I just had to just clarify that because I'm not a big AFL follower. I know Susie is, and but what do Thais know about AFL? They're Thai people. They don't play it. Come on.
What's AFL?
AFL, Australian Football League. Or is it?
Is that American football or is that soccer?
It's a cross between soccer and yeah. I'm not going to go there. I'm going to try to teach the unconverted. The brown Aboriginal design is a real player issued jumper. Is a real play. Okay, fair enough. The blue is the retail of the girls' team. Okay, that was the one you said Chanya can have, but well, I'm sure she loves the gesture, but she would never wear it. It's not the sort of things that she would wear. But yeah, so yeah, we went out last night. Just did the coffee in the morning, and we ran around. We popped into what do you call it? The Central World. We are celebrating Pride Month here in Thailand. Right, so this is the whole inclusivity Thailand. Overall 1 month of celebrations. Unfortunately, the Central World where it's being held at, or one of the major locations, there was actually nothing on yesterday when we got there at about 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Everything starts at 5, and unfortunately that's when we were starting our meetup at 5, so we didn't hang around for it. But we might pop in there later next week or so. It goes on for a whole month, but I did tell Chanya we went there, and she said, "Oh yeah, let's see." She wants to go back and check it out too. So we might get something all, to do with all the pageantry that goes on in Pride. So, well, keep an eye out for that. If it's not your kettle of fish, then that's quite all right. But this is Thailand. Thailand is a very inclusive society, unlike most of the places we know in the West, where they'd rather fight each other rather than the establishment. Thankfully, we've got Thailand here. Most people here would rather fight the establishment than each other. It's a bit of a change of pace here in Thailand. Anyway, moving right along. What have we got over here? Making sure stream elements is running. Yep. Okay, good. Yeah. So, what's been happening? Yeah, I got a couple of things that come up in the news. What was this one here? Uproar over shameful exploitation by taxi drivers at Muang Thong Thani Convention Centre. Not only do they give you grief at the airports and sort of sook of it, now it's sort of it's becoming a real problem that's actually getting a lot of air, and it's because like this generally like there's 90,000 taxi drivers in Bangkok, and 85,000 are quite good. There's this small percentage that really want to rape everybody with the no meter bullshit, and they're causing a hell of a time with most people. Taxi drivers operating in Muang Thong Thani Convention Centre during the Thai Flex International Trade Air have come under heavy criticism on social media for overcharging passengers, rejecting Thai passengers and refusing to use their meters for both Thai and foreign passengers. So that's going to hit, that's it. They're not only doing it to foreigners, they're doing it to Thais as well. That's why it's become a real issue. Some of the drivers have charged up to 5,000 baht for a trip from Muang Thani to Ceylon, which is about maybe a 200 baht fare, the Thai BPBS reporter spoke to one person, one of those posted social media about the reactions of cabbies, who said that the Thai passenger who tried to hail a taxi to take him from the car park at Muang Thani to the site of the trade fair, a distance of about 1 kilometre, was asked to pay 300 baht, and the driver refused to use the meter, adding that numerous passengers used the motorcycle taxi service instead. He just didn't want to drive up and then drive back again, Anyway, I don't know if there's anything will come about that. The penalties for not using meter or overcharging passengers are the fine not exceeding 2,000 baht. But again, the process of getting that getting that discovered can be a real issue. You're against the establishment. What was that? He said, sometime, come on. Is it sometimes no meter works well getting from town to the suburbs? I've actually had, I know what my meter costs. So, as soon as they start giving you prices, the first thing you're doing, it's going to cost me 275 baht because that's the time of the day and everything else, and you want to flag it for 300? Fine. Okay. There's your tip. But if it's 100 baht, meter fare, and they want to charge you 500, I tell them to fuck off. It's simple. There's many more taxis. You never have to worry about the bullshit that they want to charge. You might have to wait 5 taxis, or in our case, I think the worst we've had to wait was 13 taxis before somebody would use the meter and do it the proper way. But guess what? You'll always find one. But it's always, the trouble is, it's always at night time when you want to get home at 11 o'clock at night because the BTS or the MRT is no longer running or whatever, or 12 o'clock at night. That's why we make a curfew of 11, so we can get out of the city. But anyway, that's his life. Yes, what else was there? There was an uproar over that. What was the other one? Yes, MFP aims to break Thailand's alcohol monopoly. We might actually have a bit closer look at that one. Where are we? Hopes are high among small brewers and local distilleries in Thailand as Move Forward Party seeks to liberate the alcohol industry. The current heavy monopolised industry has made it challenging for small businesses to thrive due to strict laws and regulations controlling production and retailing. The MFP in Bangkok consists of 22, and the leading liquor liberalisation campaign stated that amending these laws to promote fairer competition for small enterprises and breaking the liquor industry monopoly will be one of the party's first actions in Parliament. We don't want that. We want the LBGT rule, and we want the same-sex marriage thing to be number one, but I don't think that's going to happen quite soon. Our first step will be to amend the ministerial regulation on liquor production, which can be done within the first week of the first parliamentary session to unlock the remaining barriers preventing small-scale dealers from entering the business. Not quite sure what that means, of course. I think they've got a production quotas before they can get a license. If they can't meet production quotas, then they're not given a license or something, which is weird. Which is maybe when our friend Mr. Groves turns up, he probably knows more about this than I do. The founder of a small craft brewery in the Chatuchak district is one to be directly affected by the restrictive rules. He claims that these rules were written heavily in favour of giant conglomerates and designed, and I'm going to get kicked out of the game, am I? Yeah, of course I thought that was going to be the case, because I didn't. Really?
Didn't move for 15 minutes, huh?
I didn't move for 15 minutes. That's all right. We'll get back to the where was I? Oh, you can just disappear for a minute. Let's bring that back up. Oh, no, let's bring that back up like that. Despite the rules, as a conglomerate designed to smoke, despite the rules for craft brewing regulations being lifted, the criteria for distilled spirits remain the same, requiring minimum production capacity of 30,000 litres per day to obtain a licence for distilled spirits, reported about.
Wow, that's a lot of
Yeah,
alcohol.
when enforcing alcohol control rules, officials often overlook the misdeeds of big companies and instead focus on prosecuting small business owners. They can interpret the law to penalise small businesses and ordinary people deliberately. Despite the law discouraging small liquor enterprises, Sunahorn said more people are interested in home brewing and setting up their own businesses, which aligns with global trends in the alcohol industry, which is diversifying. Thailand has diverse agriculture products that can be based for developing craft beers and specialty spirits. Okay. Anyway, we'll have to see how that one turns out. It's been an uphill battle, but this is what again gets me: the fact that they continue to push alcohol as being the libation for people to get their rocks off. Yet the stuff that they've been growing here for just as long or longer is just as good and better, but it's socially unacceptable, and they're trying to fight it. And they're just, well, really? Give me a break here. But such is life. What else have we got going on? Good morning, Franco. G'day, how you doing? And Dallo's joined the Grand Gang as well. Good morning, Dallo.
Hello. No see for me.
Yeah. One thing I didn't know about before I came to Thailand that I have experienced here in Bangkok is how rent goes up a lot every year, or the landlord sells a condo and you have to move. Well, that is quite, I don't know how common it is, but my personal experience over we've been with Chanya since 2009. We've had 3 rental properties. These are not condos. We've had 3 rental properties since 2009. We had the first one for 2 years. We had to move out of that one because the owner sold. Then the second one, we were there for 3 years, and again we moved from there because the owner sold. And then the third one, we were there for 6 years in Nong Kem. What happened there was we started at 6,000 baht a month, which was what we were paying when we moved the second time. So they matched price. It was a 3-bedroom as opposed to a 2-bedroom. And then I firmly believe that as soon as they saw a Farang move in, the price went up to 7,000 baht a year, baht a month, and then it went to 8,000 baht a month the following year. Then went to 9,000 baht the following year. I got 1,000 baht per year increases until the final 2 years. And I don't know whether it's because I said something, openly when they were in the room. I said, "This is ridiculous. I just said you're charging us more than what is acceptable because I'm a Farang and I had the money." Well, quite frankly, we'll start looking at somewhere else to go. And then they didn't put any rent up for 2 years. So, it's sometimes that can happen. You just say something. You don't know if they actually can understand English, but I was saying it to Chanya and they were in the room. So, one thing led to another. We didn't get another rent increase, but then, of course, we bought a mortgage. So I got a mortgage. So we won't have rent increases going forward, but at least I think next April we go on to variable mortgage rates. So it goes because I think our fixed mortgage was based on 1.75%, and we will go on to, what do we pay? What's our mortgage rates now? Come on, guys. Was it 2.5, 2.8? I can't remember. So there will be a little bit of increase in my mortgage, but that's already factored in. as long as it's not a fucking 10% increase in fucking, you won't be too worried about it. But we'll be locked in for that for another 22 years or something like that. Variable rates, unless of course I decide to splurge and just pay out the mortgage if I can get a good rate to pay out the mortgage. I might do that. It might be one of those sort of things. If they get the same-sex marriage law through and it looks convenient to go into a marriage visa and all the bells and whistles for a marriage visa, if they want to argue the fact that it's a scam marriage, I just say, look at the fucking YouTube channel for 7 years. We've been together for 7 years, and when you're denying us the rights to every other, it'll become a news item. Don't worry. So if they do pass that and we get the marriage visa, then I may shift some money across and just pay out the mortgage just to reduce our overheads, because I can sort of see mortgage rates going through the roof over the next 10 years, and I'd rather pay it out rather than pay the excesses, because the first 15 years of a fucking mortgage anyway, you're paying off your interest, mate, basically. Wet but not as hot as April, I heard. What's that? Let me read back. I'm at the point now where I'm thinking of screw bank and going to live in Chiang Mai. Well, that's an option if you like the weather, but quite frankly, if you like the convenience of what's available in Bangkok, look at, there's Nonthaburi, there's where I am, Nakhon Pathom, there's Samut Sakhon, there's Samut Prakan. All these are on the outskirts, and it's like chalk and cheese between the two provinces, or those provinces, the outskirt provinces, and then Bangkok. You don't get that bullshit. That bullshit only seems to happen in Bangkok, as far as I'm concerned. Bangkok and Phuket, I think, is what we're getting at there. But what was the other thing? There was actually a little article I caught up with. Phuket. They were in the news as well. There we go. Where is it? Phuket's crime-free project nabs over 1,000 foreigners for visa overstays. That was a big news article. Let me just stay there. Yeah, over 1,000 foreigners have been apprehended for overstaying their visas thanks to collaborative efforts in the Phuket Immigration Office and 800 accommodation providers. So what they've done, rather than go chasing the foreigners, they've just gone to the places where they're registered and are they here? No, yes, and then they go chase them. Well, that's what the whole process was supposed to do. I don't know why they haven't been doing it beforehand, but it just seems logical. That's how you'd catch all the overstays, wouldn't it? But maybe these things only happen when it becomes a news article. I don't know. I can never understand how the news works that way. But anyway, and then disconnect. Let me sort of get this thing back up and running again. What do we got? Oops, screw that. I'm at the point. We're all booked to come back in July and staying until September. Guess hot and wet weather. Yes, okay. So that's what. So we're going to look forward to having you back there, Darlo. Hopefully we'll get up to a meetup. So in July. So there'll be August, first Friday in August, first Friday in September. Two options for a Bangkok visit for our meetups. We're currently renting an apartment near Bangkok University and fixed for 3 years. That's handy if you can get the fixed rent. We'll be home July in your south. Yep, okay, John Tim. No plans, mate. Wet. Okay. We are looking forward to some more rain, but yeah, we had rain yesterday, but it missed us by about 5 miles, this is the trouble with the rain here. It's very localised and annoyingly localised. Could have done with a good downpour yesterday in the city. It was goddamn stinking hot. And now I've got to find where Oggy is again. Join this session. Right. Going back. Right, who's to say Chiang Mai property will be any different? Well, that's the thing. I think you'll find the same thing, even more so because of the localization of foreigners there in Chiang Mai, and they tend to have a bit of a lend of you. I've heard of some real horror stories up in that area. But again, you only hear the horror stories, you don't hear the good stories. I do know a few people who've lived there for a quite lengthy period of times, and they love it. I would, if Chanya wasn't so fixed on being with her peer group here in the Bangkok region, I would have considered going Chiang Mai as well. Even though I've never been there, I just read all the reports and, weather and everything else, and, everything there, apart from the 3 months of the year you can't breathe, would have really sort of set me up. And I think that would have been perfect. I just, got the open roads, you got the twisties, for the motorcycle stuff, it would have been a great place to live. But as I said, Shanya's a city person. She's lived in the city all her life, and she didn't want to miss her friends. So that's what happens. What's the latest news on the legality of weed? Well, there's discussions. Like the MFP have come out this week sort of saying they want to regulate it. They've talked about the recriminalisation, but that's only sort of sections of it. What they want to do, they don't want to disenfranchise the existing businesses that are leveraging the flower sales, right? They think that is just something that's not going to fly very well in the public face. They want to massage it to the fact that they protect the people that need protecting, and they leave it open for the people who want to experiment with their own consciousness, right? But they want to sort of have serious lines in place, and protect the businesses. That's where we are at the moment. But look, it's on the cards. Until the government's formed, we really won't know which way it's going to go. Try looking for a fixed rental price deal. Yeah, I think you can. In some cases you can, but you're going to need a Thai person to do that, I would think. Frank, I filmed an awesome time lapse yesterday at sunset. These big clouds look okay. Well, can I easily get to Franco's channel? No, but I've got. Send me a link to the thing so I can put it up. Otherwise, I'm going to lose something here. Yeah, it's like, yeah, you're right. Okay. I don't know where Oggy went to. He's just where is Oggy? Okay.
Right here.
No, I just went because I joined your session. I should be somewhere near you, I would have thought, but anyway.
Oh. You're talking about in the game. Okay.
It's all right. That looks like maybe that's your. No, it's not. Yeah, maybe that is your base or your camp. Okay. There is such a big oversupply of living options in the outskirts of Bangkok where I'm. Yeah, I know. Like, there are housing estates popping up along Sai Ha here as fast as they can pour concrete. It is ridiculous. And we've got some new digging going along in the rice fields along our Klong Road here. Can't quite figure out what he's doing there. But this is a thing. I was just saying this yesterday. Some of the group. I go, I remember when I was in Australia. Things, your local area is so static. Nothing changes. Whereas here in Thailand, like things change every 6 months. I can't believe the changeability that, one day you'll find a pop-up market, and then 2 weeks later it's all been pulled down for like a Muban complex, and then they rip up rice fields and they put down concrete and this clay substrate for a building, and it just happens like bang bang bang, and I thought there was no money in Thailand. Where's the money coming from? I can't see the economy recovering that quickly, and the banks aren't giving out loans. So what's going on? The only thing I can put it down to is people are so broke they're actually selling family land to developers to pay their debts. That's about all I can come up with, because people are broke here. It's a shameful situation. Great to see Oggy takes his dental health seriously. Exactly what does that mean? I'm not quite sure.
I was using my toothpick.
Oh, was you? Oh, okay. I did catch a glimpse of that.
My camera's frozen again, though, so nobody can see.
Yeah, I have. Great to see Oggy takes it. Yeah, okay. At David, I have beach and mountains. Okay. And we got somebody shooting at us in the middle of nowhere. That's right. No, we don't have somebody shooting us. Okay. Yeah, so, a few things happening around Bangkok. But as I said, like I've got two videos to bring out. The ones we're talking about the LGBTQ in Thailand, how it's affecting us, about the rules and everything else. And, of course, the one that'll be coming out from yesterday, which was shooting, our take on what they're doing for the Pride Month. But we'll get into that a little bit more later on in the month when we can actually get some more formality going. But the best thing is we actually had a good night out last night. I don't have a headache this morning, so I think my new drug regime is working quite well. I could enjoy myself with a few drinks, and I woke up the next morning quite healthy. I feel a little bit tired because I did a lot of walking around yesterday. But I think the key is drinking lots of water in the hot weather. If you're not drinking lots of water here in Thailand, then you're going to do yourself some damage.
Gotta stay hydrated.
If you haven't got a 7-Eleven 100 metres from home in Thailand, just wait a month. Well, I've been waiting 2 years. Unfortunately, we got a 7-Eleven 2.1 kilometres that way. We got one 2.2 kilometres that way, and we got one 2.3 kilometres that way. It's right where we are. It's perfectly set up to have a 7-Eleven, but unfortunately, what we have is one of those mom and pop stores just out the front of our Muban. So, but he does, he does beer, he does ice, he does a few, and he does cigarettes for, those people who smoke those sort of things. He does all the sort of things that day-to-day Thai need from a 7-Eleven without it being a 7-Eleven, and it's handy. But yeah, I'm surprised it hasn't turned into a 7-Eleven. Maybe we don't have enough Mubans here yet. I think we got the primary school just up the road, 100 yards up the road. And we've got the new A Living up the road, and there's a new Muban being built just down the road, about 200 yards down the road. So they might decide to put something around here. You never know. But we aren't in Bangkok. We're in Nakhon Pathom, so we don't. We don't get them every 100 metres. We get them every 500 metres usually. But we're just in that place where it's just not going to work. At David, Bang Chang in Rayong province, 25 minutes from Jomtien. Yeah, okay. It's a nice area. What you doing? Oh, you just checking the check, eh?
Yep, looking at the... What did I put it over the top of the screen? Yeah.
That's all right. Okay, so look, that's what we've been doing this week. As I said, I don't know if Todd will get a chance to pop his head in this morning. He did sort of indicate that if he could, he would. But he's out there doing the ultralight stuff down in Rayong. And he's enjoying that part of his, little stay over here. When my wife first bought her home, it was surrounded by farms and dams. Now there's 7-Eleven, Lotus Fresh, and CJ Move, all within 200 metres of it. I have no doubt. Unfortunately, I could show you an aerial photo here, but even the aerial photo don't do it justice to what's going on. We get Mubans coming out left, right, and centre. Let's see if I can get an aerial photo and how updated it is. Oh, come on. Edit maps. What have we got here? Turn the other layer on. There we go. So where are we? Let me go bigger. Right, so this is our little Muban here. This Muban's obviously finished 2 years ago when we moved in, pretty much. We've got this moo barn here. You can't get between these two moo barns. There's a wall, so we're restricted from if they put a 7-Eleven up here, which had a potential because some factories over here, then we'd still have to walk all the way around this way to get to the 7-Eleven because, farmland's farmland. All these fields here have been, wait, was it these ones or these ones? No, these ones here. These fields here have all been ripped up recently. So there's a moo barn here. I've got a feeling we're going to see some moo barns going up here. There's the A Living, which went that was done or started 12 months ago, and I think it's half sold now. What else have we got? Yeah, so this is an old moo barn here. This is our new one. That's the one backing onto us. We got this little estate up here. This is an older estate here. What else we got? Down here a bit further. Where is it? Trying to get a comparison. Banyang. That's it. Yes, this is another moo barn that went up. That one there went up awfully quickly because I saw them putting the dirt down there 2 years ago. So that they put like 2 meters of dirt on that moo barn, 2 meters high. And then within 12 months they were building it. I'm going, really? Sometimes you worry about how, are they really allowing the dirt to settle properly, I don't know how far they're putting the pylons down. These ones here were supposed to be sunk 20 meters, but whether they actually get sunk 20 meters, I don't know. But yeah, so, and of course, going up Sai Ha, this is where most of the building's going on. Moo barn, moo barn, moo barn, moo barn, moo barn. You can see them, they're just dotting all around the place. They're just, the land, the rice fields that's being sold left, right and centre, they're just whacking up these living accommodation everywhere. So, of course, that's our little green lung there. There's no moo barns on that side, which is refreshing. But it does, it looks like one of those little green zones. Of course, we've got Puttamonton sanctuary here, which is the Buddhist sanctuary. You ever been out there? It's definitely a place you should go and check out at some stage if you're over here. Very lush, very green, lots of lizards, but you can ride around on a push bike or motorcycle and, have a picnic there. It's quite a nice little picnic zone. Anyway, but yeah, if you are considering moving out of the city, I'd always suggest coming out this area. For what you're paying for a condo, you might as well buy well, you're going to need a partner to buy it, or find something that's got a leasehold in the moo barn. You can own if you've got a leasehold. Make sure you've got a 50 to 100-year lease on it, 50-year lease probably, whatever. But you can buy a house. You're not restricted. You just got to do your research, or have a partner that can go in their name and do the due diligence. But, I'd rather live in a 3-bedroom house rather than a 1-bedroom, 28 square metre condo, I tell you, seriously. You pay about the same price. But anyway. But that's what we've got going on here. Of course, this is the, we talk about this a bit. This is our Sally area. This is the university area. So we've got the film archives there. We've got Rajamah University of Technology. We've got Mahadol University here, and that's a third university as well. I'm just trying to there is a Buddhist university somewhere around here. Where is it? I know we did a parade or passing out there at some stage. I can't remember. There's a Buddhist one around here somewhere as well. So it's we got it's just like one of those areas that you have everything here, and look at all these hearts on the map. These are all the great places to eat food. That's our zone. This is our habitat. Gotta love the food here. You might have to walk a little bit further or drive to your locations, but I know people like the convenience of Bangkok, but garden eating, garden meals. It's so much better than a cramped cafe or a stuffy restaurant. I prefer to eat outside. But anyway, that's just me. Moving right along. Enough of the chit chat. Okay. Okay, where are we? Where are we?
I'm in Florence, Arizona.
Ah, yeah. So I'm just checking the chat.
Actually, you were just showing us, weren't you?
Yeah. Oh, I know where I am, yeah. Uh, when my wife first bought her home, it was surrounded by... Yeah, we just did that, didn't we? Yeah. Okay, I was wondering where Todd was. Yeah, Todd's flying, so he may pop in for a 5-minute, hi, how you doing? But being, if he's actually got his hands on the ultralight, then I don't think we really want him sort of risking life and limb to come on the chat. Luckily for Lotus Fresh, our place sells Aussie. Okay, right. Robinsons and Tesco's have a good selection of Aussie Reds. Yeah, well, not those prices. I've seen the price. You've seen the price that they want. They're like Tyrrells. We buy Tyrrells for $7. Well, I don't know what it is in Australia, but when I left Australia, we were buying, Tyrrells for $7. They're wanting $30 for a bottle of Tyrrells out here. Same stuff. Might be a different year, but the Tyrrells never got that good. Yeah, the import duties are ridiculous. Somebody coming into the... it's not just me. Marg and Thailand, we've started keeping the Reds in the fridge. It wouldn't surprise me, yes. You could do a little evaporative wall around the back of the house somewhere where you just drip water across it.
What is a red? What is a red?
A red wine.
Oh, okay.
So temperature is critical. You don't want the variation in temperature too much. Like ideally they want a closeted area with very little temperature variation.
I think they make these things called wine coolers.
Well,
that you can rack your wine in, and it keeps it at a nice constant temperature.
Well, if you're powered, yes, powered things, but that's expensive, isn't it? Ideally, you want a cellar where you got constant, a constant temperature, doesn't it? It's the temperature consistency rather than temperature itself is what you need for red wine. So it's okay to be in 25 degrees Celsius temperature as long as it's always 25 degrees Celsius. It's what we have here in Thailand. 10-degree variance, it would ruin the wine within 6 months.
I shouldn't store it in my 120-degree temperatures outside.
No. Again, if you can't get the thing cool, you can you can build an evaporative system. If you got running water somewhere. Basically dripping water, across it. Like I'm not going to go into it.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. Started keeping the red. Look, I used to always put the reds in the fridge anyway, because I just like cooled reds, but I was just weird that way. 350 baht for what? I've never seen a bottle of red for 350 baht, unless of course you're talking about one of those coolers. Bottles don't last long if I have 4 or more. Yeah, okay. Right. So what has everybody else been doing in this hot weather? I don't know. We've got a few people still living over here. Or the foreigners living in Thailand. What are you doing to cope with this hot weather? I did mention that now, although the unit price hasn't gone up, our units have gone up by about 100% in the last 6 weeks. So our most recent electricity bill was 8,000 baht. And that's just basically, our infirmary downstairs, what it costs to run a single room infirmary, so it keeps at a constant temperature for Ben's health. It's not cheap to run these things. So, but anyway, that's one of the reasons why we've gone down to a monthly for the meetup, because I got to stick within my budget, and that's part of my budget is my Bangkok trips and my contribution to the health and well-being of Ben is sacrificing one trip in per month and doing the meetup thing. So it all works out. Well, it does in my mind anyway. Dalla, you better not sit down with Robert Groves and his missus. Yeah, exactly. That would be one dangerous situation. What else we got going? Yeah.
Why would that be dangerous?
Oh, because yeah, there's certain people who know how to drink. It
Oh,
becomes a competition. Yeah. I know Mr. Groves did it with me. We went down there, and a few years ago, and he bought a bottle of Samsung, and we put that away in one night. Just me and him. Um, I wasn't feeling all that good in the morning, but it was okay. The highest electric bills we had, well, last trip was 3,000 baht. Not bad considering we had plenty of visitors. Yeah, well, unfortunately we got, it's just, it's all air conditioning. And there is, of course, there's a unit downstairs, which is the suction unit for the, clearing the trachea, and there's a few other odds and ends, and she's got some, electrical equipment to make all the food, because she has to do all the food blending, and so it's all that extra electricity being used to take care of his needs. But did you get done by wolves again, did you? You're supposed to kill them. Oggy, you're letting the side down here. We've got only 10 minutes left. So anyway, look, what's going on, guys? I cut back on a lot of my alcohol consumption in the last couple of years. I've burnt the candle at both ends quite a bit, earlier this year, and I paid for it. Now I've almost got everything back into square one. And do I perceive me going down that path again? No, I'm going to be really, really careful about what goes through that orifice now, because it's been rather uncomfortable. But you went from again. That's twice. Did he do that twice in a row? Did he?
There's something over there I need.
Oh, we're supposed to kill the wolves first.
Well, they didn't show up until I got there.
Well, they don't. That's the thing. They don't show up until you get there, do they? Come on.
Apparently not.
Eagle eye, quick.
You mean Deadeye?
Deadeye, yeah. Deadeye, eagle eye. And I can hear off. No, that's my game, not yours. I can hear wolves off to the left. So you're running through the dark in a forest, and you haven't got your gun out. No wonder they get the advantage on you.
Well, I had my pistols out. But they just didn't kill them all at once.
Yeah, I know. Right, when was this? Chris, bloody hard without proper AC. Yeah, okay. Oh, bars without AC, or bars without AC. Okay, got that. Wazza took your advice on getting 3BB internet. It's fantastic, and 630 baht a month. They just messaged me a week ago, and they've offered me to upgrade my current connection, which was, 749 baht a month, or I paid for 3 months, so I get a bit cheaper. But they want to give me, that was the 1,000 down, 500 up. But they've said, look, we'll give you 1,000 down, 1,000 up, fully symmetrical, for the same price if you take another 12 months with us. I've been with them for 10 years. Do you think I'm going to deny? No, anyway, yeah, so it looks like I'm going to go full symmetrical. But I don't need to go and pay my bill until middle of June, so I'll talk to them and get it done then. Hopefully the deal still lasts, and the deal lasts until the end of June, from what the SMS said, if I can find the SMS again. I'll go away. Messages. Fin Mobile. No, that's Fin Mobile. 3BB. What did they want? Yes, is that it? It's all in Thai. I'd have to do the translate. Oh no, there it is. They've got two different accounts. Copy. Translate. Paste. So, yeah, what are they saying? Okay,
เฉพาะคุณ รหัส 410173838 เพิ่มความเร็วอินเทอร์เน็ตเป็น 1000 m 1000 m ราคาเดิมคลิกรับสิทธิผ่าน 3bb app https://3bb.company.th/campaign/
Yeah, yeah,
สิท
yeah.
ธิได้
Okay,
ถึง
that's
วัน
enough.
ที่ 30 มิถุนายน
Can you
2023
stop
เท่า
talking?
นั้น
Yeah, stop talking. Exclusive for you code. I've got a code number. Increase internet speed to 1000 meg to 1000 meg. Same price. Click to claim via 3BB app. The 3B campaign valid till the 30th of the 6th. There you go. Or call 1530. So they're currently doing big deals. So yeah, I think it's a good service. They've been good to me. Okay, well, I have to admit, in the last 12 months, we've had 3 outages in 12 months that have been around about 2 to 3 hours long. But through investigation, they've been right on the case. They're doing their best to get it up and running. But in each case, if somebody's taken out a pole, they've had to rewire sections of cable. Unfortunately, cables are in the sky and they're on concrete poles, and Thai drivers have magnets in the front of their vehicles that go to these concrete. The concrete magnets is amazing. Did you know there was things called concrete magnets, because they're fitted to Thai cars and they go into these telegraph poles and take out your internet. Bit of a shit, but, happens. But yeah, it's happened 3 times in the last 12 months where we've had extended outages. And one we were told about, I think, 12 months ago, just on 12 months ago, where the power was going out as well, because that was when they ran the power into the new bus depot, because we've got a bus storage depot here about, a kilometre that way. And it's all EV buses, so they had to upgrade the grid here to support the EV. So we have all these nice blue buses running around here with the EV stuff now. But yeah, so we had the big outage, they told us, but we knew about that one. That was going to be for 24 hours while they rewired everything. They told us to go and take a holiday somewhere, which we did something else. I don't know what we did. What's it? Hey guys, a good sci-fi book to read is Project Hail Mary. Okay, I'll have to look into that one. Not that I do much reading these days. I keep track of beer consumption. I'm just looking. Well, what time is it? No, time for us to get out of here. Actually, we want to let you guys get on with your day, and we want to get on with our gaming. We're going to reset and flip over to Twitch so we can actually do some gaming. I know we just sit here and got games running because that's what we do. But we'll catch up with you next week, and I'm going to get the tune to get out of here, and we'll see. Well, keep an eye out for the videos. I did talk to Bangkok Pat. We're going to try to get this trip down the railway done, hopefully the next couple of weeks. We got a bit serious about that one. Oh, Steve, you want to, because like I says here, it says live 57 minutes. And don't forget there's that 4-minute start up. That's included. Okay, look, we'll stay here for a couple of minutes. So you've got to keep entertainers, Mr. Dalo. Project Hail Mary is written by the same guys as The Martian. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, so look, Dalo wants us to stay longer because he wants to do more jokes. So come on, get firing those jokes there, Mr. Dalo. I post the video in your Facebook group. Yeah, you do that. You might have to download. I think you've only got a 100 meg limit in. Oh, Facebook group. That's right. Yeah. I just thought you posted in the Discord group here. I think the Discord only take videos up to 100 meg. So, if you've thought about that, ride the Vulcan down to Summer Pakistan in July. Look, it's the riding's not a problem. I just want to ride in a group. It's just one of those sort of things. It's just always more enjoyable to ride as a group, and that requires Todd to get his finger in as well. So we'll be working something out. We've talked about him riding to Rayong, and it's not a flat no there. It's something that's on the possibilities. But yeah, riding in this heat is a bit of a problem, and also it's only 3 hours by car, but when you go by bike you've got to take the other roads because they won't let you on the freeway, so that 3-hour run turns to like 5 hours, which is a bit of saddle sore. but which means you have to stage it properly and do the proper rest stops and everything else, and but we'll work something out. There's a lot of things we're working on, but we're not running a YouTube channel to do these set events. We're retired in Thailand, relaxing, doing our thing, with ideas of wanting to do this, that, and the other. And when it takes our fancy, we do them. This is retirement. This is what it's all about. I think some people here in Thailand seem to think that they've got a job to do. They're retired, working for you. Yeah. Not having a go at him. I think he's a great vlogger, but you come to retire, you retire, don't you? That's what I thought. Just take it easy. But some people just don't like to take it easy.
Well, I know when I retire, I plan on writing. So
writing,
between games.
yes, yeah. And you're going to teach me how to write. And again, we've talked about this 100 times. What's the first paragraph is it? If you don't get the fucking right first paragraph, you won't have a book. I can't even get the first paragraph right.
You figure out what you want your book to be, and then you write your scene. Then you figure out which one you want to start the book with.
Yeah, I know. That's it. Anyway, I'm not a writer.
Neither am I yet. Well, I mean,
I would like to be a writer, but I'm not a writer. I've got some great ideas for books and everything else, but I wouldn't know how clue to make them become a reality. That's we need some of that here. Come on. We need some of that here. This rain.
the rain? Yeah.
God, it's stinking up. I've got my air conditioner at 24. My filter says it's 30 degrees inside the room here when the air conditioner's at 24. So it's struggling. What's the temperature outside right now anyway? It feels awfully sticky. What am I doing? It's 33 outside right now. See if I can get more. See if I can get more fan speed out of this thing here. Yeah, it's not even the peak of the day yet. It's only 11 o'clock. I keep catching the live stream too late. Well, sorry, Sean. We do it at 10 o'clock in the morning. It's when I'm awake. Anyway, we are going to let you get going, guys, and we'll continue on. If you know where the Twitch link in Twitch channel, it's in, you can catch up with us there. But I know you guys have got a busy day to hear you, so have fun, and we'll catch you next week. And where's the music? Let me get the music going.
Cue the dancing girls.
Where's the dancing girls? Yeah, it's closing screen. Closing screen with rain music in the background. I've got to get that updated too, damn it. Got a few new Patreons.